What is good? What is going on, everybody? We are live on Sunday night. I'm still trying to get a couple things set up over here. Okay. We are live Sunday night football. This is the first time the Steelers have had Sunday night football in about a year or so? Let's see how this one goes. Steelers, Packers. Keys to the game for the Steelers is defensively do everything better compared to last week. That's the keys to the game for the Steelers defense. Literally every aspect they could do better. Right. Offensively, I think just more of the same. They've actually been playing pretty good for the most part this season, and they've been putting up points. So Steelers offense, they're gonna have a tough matchup against this Packers defense, who has been playing well. It's gonna be a interesting one to see. Okay, and Aaron Rodgers revenge game. We'll see what happens, man. See what happens. It's gonna be kicking off in about. Should be kicking off right now. Let's get the rest of this stuff set up, though. Buffalo Wild Wings, huh? All right, we're ready. So the Steelers are going to be wearing their new throwbacks from 1933. Under technicality, they've never worn those jerseys before or those uniforms, because the ones in 1933, they had the city crest on the middle of the jersey. Now the city crest is on the side. It's more of a patch, and then the jerseys are. I'm sorry, the numbering is in the middle. Yeah, they are. They're pretty. I don't like them. I don't. With the gold helmet, so that kind of led to a couple things because the Packers also wear yellow helmets. So it wasn't until this week that we knew that the Packers are going to be wearing their all whites rather than their yellow helmets. So at least there's less confusion there. But I got these jerseys, man. I don't like them. Respectfully, I don't like them. And I don't want to say that. And I think the Packers have, they're all whites. They're okay, but I don't know. I guess it works for the Packers. It looks all right. Buccaneers probably have the best all whites, though. My idea for the throwbacks was, they were rocking the 70s ones, the 70s home throwbacks. My idea was, because they wanted to add a little touch to it, use the yellow helmet. Bring back the yellow helmet, okay? With the white pants from the 60s and the white jersey from the 70s. So you have the yellow helmet, throwback 70s jersey with the white pants that they used to wear in the 60s. Honestly, that would have been my new throwback. I know they've been using the 70s ones for a few seasons. That's the ones I would have came up with, since they wanted to give a little bit of a mixture of all of them. And if they wanted to get even more fancier, you add the Steelers logo, the patch on the side. They can still do it. Hopefully they do it at some point, because I think that would be a clean look, personally. Or they could have just went back with the bone bees. I like the bone bees. I know a lot of people hated those, said that those things were ugly. I like them. I don't know why I thought Sunday night started at 5:15. I guess it started at 5:25. It's been a while. It's been a while since the Steelers have had Sunday night. I think the last one was against the Jets, because they didn't have that many. Well, they had primetime games last season Majority of them were towards the middle of the season, and then they had like one or two, but some of them were on. One of them was on Thursday, and then the other one was on a Saturday or something. So it's been some time. But the Packers are the first seed, man, in the NFC. If some way, somehow, the America voted for the Steelers to win this game. I think it's only because of the storyline. I think without the storyline, they'd probably say that the Packers would, which is probably the only reason why this is a Sunday night. Or it just is two big market teams, or not big market teams, but two big fan bases. All right, let's get through. Let's just talk about some of the games from this week. Mine as well. All of the afternoon games today sucked. All of them were complete blowouts, which was surprising. The one game that I thought was gonna be good was a blowout as well. That was the Broncos and the Cowboys. Broncos did a number on those Cowboys, man. And I knew that the Broncos defense was gonna have at least a decent showing against that Dallas offense, but I mean they made the Dallas offense look ordinary, which is not many teams have been able to do that against Dallas so far this season. I think that's probably the first time that they've looked like that. Okay, so you had the Thursday night game between the Chargers and the Vikings. Another blowout. I mean, these games have been not very good so far this week. They won 37-10 over the Vikings. That's another game I thought that was going to be closer. I did favor the Chargers, but they actually wound up blowing them out there. Then you had the Dolphins also blowing out the Falcons. I mean, a lot of these scores just aren't close at all. 34-10. That was actually surprising. The Falcons did not have Penix, and their offense struggled a lot. More importantly, for the Dolphins' sake, their offense was actually moving the ball and scoring. So that's good for them. They've been talking about the field situations over there at Heinz Field. There's a couple of reasons why the field is bad. Okay, for one, Pitt plays there, the college, and for two, they have high school games there too. Once in a while, I don't know how often they do it. I know they have sometimes multiple high school games there. To my understanding, okay, I'm not from Pittsburgh, but to my understanding, that's what they do. They use that stadium a lot, and since it's grass, not turf, it's gonna have some damage to it when it's being used that much. Hopefully, at some point, they build Pitt a stadium, maybe on their campus or something. I don't know how much room they have over there. They got to do something because they can't be sharing the field like that anymore, man. It's just not going to work, and it hasn't been working. That's why they had the infamous Mud Bowl game a few years ago in 2007, where a ball literally hit the field and stopped. It didn't take a bounce like a football usually does with the shape that it has. It typically bounces and rolls and stuff. Nope, it hit the mud and it just stayed there, which is something that I don't think I've seen again. Yeah, at some point they got to do something about it. They're going to need it, man. They're going to need it. I appreciate it, Andrew. All right, the new throwbacks and the kick is underway, and Sunday Night Football is underway, and it's going to be taken from the 9. He's past the 25, makes a cut to the outside to the 30, and then just kind of falls on his own. And there's already a flag. Cam Hayward pointing to the Packers side. Let's see what they call it. Hold it on the kicking team. All right. That's a good start. There's a lot of smoke over there because all the pyro and stuff. that they do before the game. Wasn't there one time that they had to delay a game? I think it was, I don't know if it was in Dallas or in New Orleans, but since it's in a dome, they had to like delay the game a little bit because they had something at halftime. Okay, Jordan Love in shotgun for the first play of the game from the 20. Yes, Jacobs near him, and it's going to be a handoff right away. And Jacobs is able to pick up a few, and he's tackled by Jalen Ramsey. Should be a gain of 3 or 4 after forward progress, and that's how we get started. I do expect him to run the ball quite a bit in this game. Just with how bad the Steelers' rush defense has been. I mean, it's been pretty bad. Except for what? 1, maybe 2 games? 2nd and 6. Love is going to throw it right away, and it's going to be caught, and they pick up about 5. That was Watson on the reception. This uniform combination is just weird. It's just weird to look at. I don't know. I don't like it too much. I don't like it. All right, 3rd and short. They're in shotgun on 3rd and 1. 3 receivers on the left side. Now 1 moves to the right. Love looks left, throws middle of the field, and it is incomplete. He could not hang on to it, and that's going to be a 3-and-out for the Packers. All right, they get a stop. JPJ was on the coverage right there. I mean, he wasn't like super open, but that was his best option. Okay, not a bad showing from the defense on that drive. You're going to punt it away. And this is a good punt all the way to the 15. And he's tackled at the 20. Okay. And that's where Aaron and the Steelers are going to take it. Do I like their jerseys? Absolutely not. I think they're terrible. Terrible, like my terrible towel that I have right here. I do not like those jerseys. You know, I dislike them so much that I tried to convince myself that I liked them, and I still couldn't convince myself. That's how much I dislike them. Oh, man, these are bad. Handoff play, Jalen Warren, who's going to bounce to the outside, cut back in, and pick up a few. And now there's pushing and shoving. They push Roman Wilson down after the play. And they're saying they don't call a flag. Aaron Rodgers just standing there completely by himself, by the way. He wasn't getting into that scuffle. I like the helmets. The helmets are a step in the right direction, okay? Everything else with that uniform, no. Darnell Washington in motion. Play action. He has time. He's going to throw it complete to a lineman. They used the lineman as a tight end on that play. Okay. Well, that wasn't a play that I was expecting. But all right, 3rd and 3. War motions out. Play clock running down. Gets it off in time. Rodgers going to scramble right. He's going to throw deep down the field, and he got a man open. Roman Wilson caught. 1st down. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. That is someone that they need to get going. They haven't. They've gone to his way a few times this season. Not too much. They have to start utilizing him. And he was wide open. That's why they drafted him. That's why he's a third-round draft pick. He was out for the majority of the season last year, pretty much the whole season. And so far, they haven't really used him that much. Toss play to Warren. It's a little bit of a juke move, and he's down for a gain of 5. Yeah, probably. You're probably a little bit ahead. I'm not even looking at the jerseys. I'm looking at the helmets. I like the helmets. Calvin Austin in motion. It's good that he's back. Another play action. Screen pass that is caught, a little bobbled by Metcalf, and it's a very short gain. Now there's a flag. The floor looks a little bit unhappy, so that might be on Green Bay. Pass interference on a on a 1 yard, not even a 1 yard gain. Let's see. All right. I mean, clearly he needed to get the ball off quick on that play. Come on. All right, 2nd and 15 after the PI call, offensive PI call from the Green Bay 34. Rodgers is going to throw a check down to Jalen Warren, and he just barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Man, that PI call might be costly. Okay, the helmet probably would have been better if it was a black mask rather than the gray, because the gray just doesn't really match with anything. You can get away with that with a black helmet, black jersey, but not with yellow. 3rd and 15. Rodgers is going to scramble, and he gets sacked. That might have knocked him out of field goal range, too. I mean, they had one big play, and they couldn't do anything after that. And that's just the challenge that they're going to have to face this tonight against the Packers defensive line. 56-yarder for Chris Boswell from the logo. It's up, and he got it. All right. 3-0 Pittsburgh after that. All right. Break first blood, I guess. I wasn't like that good of a drive. But hey, we'll take the 3. That was a 56-yarder, man. That's pretty tough. Especially with all the, well, for one, it's just a tough place to kick. Heinz Field is just a tough place to kick. And the fact that the field is that bad, that just adds more to it. I don't know. They really got to figure something out. If they look great tonight, no, I can't, man. I just can't, man. I've already tried. I've already tried to convince myself. No, I can't do it. Some people do like it though. Some Steeler fans do like it. If we're gonna go down the route that they did, I would have much rather the Bumblebee jerseys. That's actually a jersey that I would wear. I mean, some people say that is the ugliest jersey ever. I think these are uglier. I think these ones are uglier than the Bumblebee jerseys. They're definitely amongst one of the worst. Definitely. And the worst part about it is that it's a modification of a throwback. So that's not even they came up with that recently. It's not like that's a jersey from 1933 and they're just bringing it back just to bring it back. No, they modified it. Oh, we got the kickoff right here. It's going to be a decent return past the 30, and he's knocked down at the 34 by Connor Hayward. But pretty solid return for Green Bay. And those helmet guards, whatever they're called, man, they make that helmet look really big. Guardian caps. Those guardian caps make the helmets look just, I don't know. They make them look huge, man. Oh, they're giving out the Steeler introductions for the defense now because of how short the Packers' first drive was. You got Jacobs in the backfield. Love is going to pitch it to Jacobs. Outside handoff. And he gains a few. What would have been a cooler is if the Packers went all white and the Steelers had their color rush jerseys. That's what would have been cooler. For the Steelers to wear their dark knights and for the Packers to wear what they have right now. All right, tight end in motion. He moves to the backfield. Now they have him as a fullback. Play action, throws middle of the field, wide open, complete. Bounces off a tackle, and he's down at the 40. Gosh, I feel like I'm so repetitive with every play with this Steelers defense. A little bit more Packer fans at Buffalo Wild Wings. What? So that again at 24 on that play. Handoff play, Jacobs middle run, and he picks up a solid gain. It should probably bring about second and 4. With the way this division is showing, man, Steelers could really need to use. The Steelers probably should win this game. It's close to a must-win because Cincinnati won. Oh no, Cincinnati lost. I'm tripping. Drop back, Love. Dobbs once again complete for a first down tackle by Roman Wilson. I'm sorry, Cincinnati lost to the Jersey Jets, right? Yeah. But they're still in it. Baltimore beat the Bears in the earlier slate. So I'm not too convinced that the Ravens are going to be bad this season, okay? I know they have a 2-5 record. They play the Dolphins on Thursday night. I think the Ravens could still come back and have at least a winning record. All right, they get off just in time. It's going to be a screen pass. Oh, stiff arm, first down, Green Bay. That was just a simple play. Slay was playing a few yards back, and he just couldn't make the tackle. All right, now the Packers are in the red zone, which is the first team to be in the red zone. Screen pass to their tight end, and they just can't make a tackle when it's a touchdown, Green Bay. They just couldn't bring him down. Kraft on the reception. Gosh, this defense, man. It's just bad. It's just bad. That was just a pass at the line of scrimmage. That was nothing. All the yards were yards after catch. I mean, Watt probably got like a fingernail on it, but it didn't affect the pass at all. Our extra point is up, and it is good. Packers now up 7-3 with 5:05 left in the first quarter. You had two of those plays that were passes right at the line of scrimmage, and the Steelers defense just couldn't bring them down. Well, offensively, it looks like we're going to have to rely on the offense. That's just how it is this season. I don't know why. I don't know how. I thought it was going to be reversed, like it has been the past few seasons, where the Steelers are more reliant on the defense, not on the offense. There's definitely changes that need to be made. All right, nothing too crazy. How about the Buffalo Bills putting on a 40-piece on the Panthers? I think everybody kind of saw that coming, right? I think what's weird is that the fact that no real team has looked super dominant. That's really the only hope. If it's a shootout, that's the only hope that the Steelers have, man. They're gonna have to keep up with the Packers' offense. Unfortunately, that's just where the Steelers are at. I don't. Which is not like the Packers' offense has looked great so far this season. I mean, they've had their moments. They've had a few good games. Nothing too crazy though. But again, you're talking about a Steelers defense that has struggled. I mean, they had that one game where they were able to hold the Patriots to 14 points. But let's be real here. I mean, the Patriots, they were all over the place that game. They looked very sloppy. In theory, the Steelers should have a better chance to win a division. In theory, right? Because they have the division. Well, I guess both teams had the division lead. But the AFC North, a lot of teams are struggling. You could make the argument that the Steelers are in first place because, I mean, yeah, they're winning their games, but because all the other teams are struggling. Booming kick, and it's going to be a touchback in the end zone. It went all the way to the end zone. So yeah, it really should be the Steelers, but I think I think the Packers have a better chance. I'm not convinced. I'm just not convinced that the Steelers are going to win this division yet. That sounds terrible. I know. All right, 1st and 10 from the 35. After the touchback in the end zone. Really good starting field position. Handoff play, Jalen Warren. Not too much there, but he's able to pick up a few. Luckily, there's no snow on the field. Hey, but if there's rain on the field, that's going to be some problems. That's just how it is. All right, Pat Freiermuth in motion. Looks towards Freiermuth. Passes to Freiermuth. Flag as soon as the snap was off. They're going to say illegal shift. They did snap it. Rodgers snapped it like right when Freiermuth was about to get set. Yeah. Because I don't think he was set yet. So he's at his spot. I don't know. I don't think he ever made a complete stop. So yeah, that was an illegal shift. Rodgers looking left again at Calvin Austin, and he almost threw an interception. Oh, that was close. Cooper just jumped at it. Seemed like he just read it all the way through. All right, 3rd and 13 for Pittsburgh. Rodgers drops back. He's going to throw to Pat Freiermuth, well short of the sticks, and that's going to be a 3-and-out for the Steelers. I didn't like the play calling on that drive. All right, punt team out there, Waitman, who's honestly had a solid year for a punter. And this one, just another good one. Oh, it's muffed. And it looks like Green Bay got it, though. Yeah, Green Bay fell on it. Damn. Yeah, that was a fumble. That was a fumble for sure. Yeah, I don't think those short passes are going to be that effective. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the thought process was. You just saw Green Bay able to capitalize on it, and I think that made the Steelers want to do it. I don't know. Gosh, man, now they need the defense to get a stop. They have gotten one. That last drive was just bad. They're showing all the history for Aaron Rodgers with the Packers and his whole career and stuff. And the Packers they do it right with all their quarterback situations and everything like that. They did it right with Brett Favre handing it off to Aaron Rodgers. they let him sit a few seasons. I don't know exactly how many, but they gave him time to develop. Because a lot of franchises just have the rookie play right away, and sometimes it works. Some quarterbacks are just built to be able to do that. Majority of them, no. Okay, Packers give it time. They even draft in situations where they don't even need a quarterback. And they just do it anyways. They did that with Jordan Love too. I mean, Aaron Rodgers played a few more seasons after they drafted Jordan Love. I think it was 2 or 3. But they give their quarterbacks time, and that's what you want to do. Hopefully the Steelers could do something like that, man. They're talking about potentially bringing back Aaron next season. That could mean either one of two things. One, they have no idea what they're doing at the quarterback position. Or two, they could develop Will Howard behind Aaron Rodgers, and they'd be knowing exactly what they're doing in that situation. It's either or. Play action for Love. He has time. He's going to dump it off to his tight end. He's going to fumble it out of bounds. Gain of about 9 for Green Bay. Yeah, that's how I see it. Either they really know what they're doing, or they don't know what they're doing. Honestly, this Aaron Rodgers thing is going better than what I expected it to. Because if the quarterback play wasn't there this season, they wouldn't be competitive. Now with this defense, Hannah play middle of the field. Looks like he might have gotten it with the forward progress. They're going to give him a pretty close marker. Still waiting. And they're going to give him the first down. Okay, I thought he got the first right away. Rodgers has 2 more years. He might. So again, they could either believe that Will Howard's the guy and have him develop under him, or draft a quarterback this upcoming draft. Oh, it's going to be caught by Kraft, and he's running down the field. Oh, get off of me. Past the 40, and that is a big play for the Packers. 33 yards. I mean, this Green Bay offense is... These past two drives, they've just been doing whatever they want against the Steelers defense. They can't make a tackle. They can't do anything, man. This is tough. Green Bay took their first time out. I don't know exactly the quarterback situation going into the draft for next year. I mean, I'm sure in a few months we'll get a good picture of it. I know people were saying Arch Manning. He'll probably stay in college. Even if he was tearing it up, I do think he would have stayed in college. He's kind of had a up and down season with Texas. I've heard names like Mayava, USC quarterback. He's doing pretty good with USC, man. I'm not like too into college football, so I can't really give that much of an analysis there. But there have been a few names thrown out there to draft early. That's a short gain for Green Bay on the run play right there. Stopped by Roman Wilson. But honestly, I wouldn't mind them giving Will Howard a shot. I mean, he had the resume in college. I honestly don't know how he got so far down the draft. But I mean, he won in college. I know that doesn't always mean something. Motion, love, swing pass, and they're gonna get him behind the line of scrimmage. All right, Darius Slay on the tackle. There we go. That's a positive. That might be the last play of the first quarter too. Yeah, they're just gonna let the clock run down. All right, so the flip side, 7-3 Green Bay in Steelers territory. Although the Steelers could stop them from getting 3. If you had to build a team to win one game, would you rather have go Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love? A singular game. A singular game, I probably had to go Rodgers. Simply because of the experience. And because he could still play. He could still play. Again, honestly, I was kind of wrong on Aaron Rodgers. He does have some left in the tank, and he's part of the reason why the Steelers do have the winning record that they have. So I'd probably build a team around Aaron Rodgers for a singular game. Obviously, if we're talking franchise rise, that's not even close. That's Jordan Love all the way. Because with the right pieces, Aaron Rodgers could still compete. That's for sure. I think Love's a good quarterback, man. The Steelers defense could really use a stop, man. They're utilizing Dobbs and Kraft a lot so far. So hopefully the Steelers defense could pick up on that. Hey, who's gonna be watching that Thursday night game between the Ravens and the Dolphins? If Lamar plays, I have a feeling that's gonna be a blowout. And what I mean is that the Ravens are gonna blow out the Dolphins. I know the Dolphins made a kind of a bit of a statement, all right, against the Falcons. I don't even know how good the Falcons are. I just think they're middle pack, maybe even slightly below middle pack. I don't know. It's just weird. This season's just been weird. Yeah, a bike store? That's a lot of bikes in there. All right, 3rd and 10 for Green Bay from the Steelers 39. Steelers bring pressure. Love's going to have to get rid of it. He does down the field to Dobbs, and he can't bring it in. Incomplete. All right. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it's tough. I think it's kind of equal. I mean, clearly, if we're going prime for prime, Aaron Rodgers, I guess, but well, I'm sorry, I guess Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. I'm saying Aaron Rodgers because it's, I guess, the safer bet. McManus from 57. The kick is up and it's curling in. Oh, no, no good. No good. It looked like it went in, but no. It is wide right. And Green Bay comes up with nothing on that drive. I had to see the replay on it. It kind of looked like it went in. Oh, it was short. Okay, yeah, so he did have the right angle, it just didn't have enough power. Hey, I know, but shoot, I would be lying to say that Rodgers is not helping the Steelers right now. I would be lying if I said that he isn't. Rodgers looks to his progressions, now scrambles. Now he's going to throw it to DK Metcalf, who tries to get a stiff arm and then runs out of bounds. Mason Rudolph just always rocking his helmet on the sideline. And he's done that every single game since the Myles Garrett situation. I don't know if you guys have picked up on that. I have. I have noticed that. Handoff play. Kenneth Gainwell breaks to the outside, gets the first down and some change. And we'll move the chains. All right. Steelers have a good running game. They just can't keep it consistent. Man, that's the problem. Kenneth Gainwell in the backfield once again. Calvin Austin moving around. And he's now set to the right. Two receivers set. Rodgers looks like he's switching something up at the line. Fakes the throw. Now tosses to Gainwell. And he is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. And he gets piled up by a couple of Packers right there. Another gift to Gainwell. He bursts through and he gets a good gain, probably of about 9. And that's going to lead to third and short. See what they decide to do. If they decide to run or short pass, I think I'm leaning more towards the run because you're in a situation where it could be fourth down situation, fourth and short, worst case scenario, if you run the football. But they're in shotgun formation here. Looks like a 4 receiver set. Rodgers looks right. Pocket collapses. He's going to throw it to the end zone. Metcalf couldn't hang on. Valentine was on the coverage right there. And it went through his hands, man. I see the replay. I mean, they just took the shot. Oh, yeah, you got to take the shot one-on-one. That was good defense, too, though. Rodgers out there yelling. Another long field goal, 50 yards for Chris Boswell. And what do you know? It's up and good. And the Steelers are now down by 1, 7-6. With 12:18 left in the second quarter. Gosh. I mean, come on, Boswell. Yeah, 8-0, but Valentine, I mean, I don't know if Rodgers just thought he dropped it. Valentine was able to get his hand in there, and that kind of slapped it out of his hand. So that was just a good defensive play. I mean, you could just say that, well, Metcalf should have had it. I think Valentine made a good play. I mean, and sometimes that just happens. Yeah, I know that people in here have been keeping up with the World Series, though. All right, we had the Blue Jays and the Dodgers. USA versus Canada. First time that a Canadian team has been in the World Series in what, 32 years? Hey, man, people were like, I don't want to say overreacting, but man, with how game one ended, a lot of people were making it seem like the series was over. I don't know why people were making it that way. I don't know if it's because the way Toronto won, but I mean, Toronto's been hot, man. They've been playing good baseball. It's been the whole playoffs for the MLB has been whoever the Dodgers are playing are the heavy underdogs, even though the Dodgers haven't had home field advantage since the wild card round. That's the only time they had home field advantage. The only time that wasn't was when they played the Phillies, which again, they didn't have home field advantage in that series either. All the commentary and announcers and stuff like that were saying with the Milwaukee series that Milwaukee was the underdogs and that the Dodgers were the super heavyweight and super favorites when Milwaukee had the best record in the league. They had the best record in the National League, or I think MLB just in total. Our kickoff is returned inside the 5. He's going to turn it up, and he's going to get it to the 25. Yamamoto. His last 2 starts, he pitched 2 gems, man. I don't think I've seen that much dominance from a starting pitcher in the playoffs since what, Madison Bumgarner? 2014? All right, so the Packers are going to have it at the 26. First and 10 for Green Bay. Fakes the handoff. Love has time. He's going to take a shot down the field, and it's going to be no pass interference. He was looking for Dubs right there, one-on-one against Joey Porter Jr. And Dobbs did slip, but no call. Steeler player injured now. Is there contact? No, there wasn't any. Yeah, all right. Hey, man, I'm not being biased. Okay, so just so you know, I didn't see a penalty right there. Definitely not being biased. Okay, one thing I will say about the World Series is that hopefully the Dodgers could end it at Dodger Stadium, because if you go back to Toronto, especially if you're down in the series, that's going to be tough, man. Toronto's a tough place to play in October. It's just how it's always been. And they got a nice stadium. Their stadium looks really nice. I don't know if it's necessarily the stadium itself or just the surroundings. The fact of where it's at that makes it look that nice. But I think it should be a pretty solid series at least. Again, this whole narrative that it's going to be an easy series for the Dodgers, I never saw it that way. I mean, do I think the Dodgers are going to win that series? Of course I do. But it's not going to be as easy. Definitely not. Do we still have 2 Monday night games this week? Let's see. Check. Oh no, we're done with that. Okay, so last week was the final week of double headers for Monday Night Football, and I hope that's the last week they ever do it. I just don't like it. It's not really my thing, man. The only sport that I accept to start at 7 p.m. is baseball. Everything else, nope. Or and basketball. But for football, no. Because they were doing games pretty late. They were having games start at 7 o'clock uh, Pacific time. And Houston played one of those games. I think they're 2 hours ahead from Pacific time. Handoff play to Jacobs, middle of the field, and he gets about a yard. All right, hey, they knew the run was coming. That was a good play defensively. What's that little field that they have outside of the stadium? It's like a miniature field. All right, 3rd and 9. Steelers are showing pressure at the line, and they bring the pressure. Love still has time. He gets rid of it. Incomplete. Flag is thrown after he got hit. TJ pointing at the Packers. Hopefully that's holding. Because even though... Nah, it's probably on Highsmith. Let's see. He did have some time, even though there was that much pressure. Okay, it was on Green Bay. Okay. They trying to call roughing the passer? Because that was more of a... Oh, come on. That's a flag all day on Watt. Yeah, there's no way that's roughing the passer, man. That's ridiculous. Well, they didn't call it, so that's good. But all right. Steelers defense are getting some stops now. Gosh, man, this is weird. It's like if the Steelers offense is struggling, that means the Steelers defense is playing good. If the Steelers defense is playing bad, that means the Steelers offense is thriving for the most part. It's just weird. All right, punt from the 15, and it's gonna be returned at the 20 exactly. John's gonna make a stutter step and out of bounds at the 35. Sorry, Williams. Maybe it's the power of the jerseys. Maybe it's the power of the uniforms that are causing the Steelers defense to play better this game. I don't know. I mean, I know up until the 70s, the Steelers franchise wasn't like they weren't really winning up until the 70s. All right. Let's see what we thinking here. Field goal. Field goal on this drive from the 36 play action. Rodgers rolls, throws, complete. First down, Pittsburgh. Who was that? It is Ben Skoranek on the reception. Now that was a good offensive play. Okay, it seemed like the defense thought that he was going to throw to Washington because they went back, and then he wound up throwing it to Skoranek. Toss play to Jalen Warren, and he's down at midfield. Okay, we're cooking. We're cooking. Come on, Arthur. I think Arthur Smith is probably the best offensive coordinator the Steelers have had in some time. Second and 10, Steelers. Rodgers rolls, looking for something, pointing, throws it away, out of bounds, incomplete. I'll say this. I don't think he's like a super great offensive coordinator. I think he's all right, though. I mean, Steelers have had just bad offensive coordinators for quite some time. It's just a growing theme. However, I think Arthur Smith is solid. He does make some questionable calls at certain points, but he also makes some pretty good ones. 38 for Steelers. Rodgers is going to throw it middle of the field, deflected, incomplete. He was looking for DK Metcalf right there. Although there's a flag, that's probably going to be holding on the offense. Oh, holding on defense. All right, we'll take that. Oh, holding on Nixon. Okay. Eh. I mean, I'll take the call, but all right. So that holding gives the Steelers the first down. Now inside of Green Bay territory, handoff play. Jalen Warren has an opening, and he gets 9. There we go. This offensive line. This offensive line is looking better. Is looking better from the beginning of the season. They're looking better now compared to the beginning of the season. We're seeing some progress here from the old line. Second and 1. Handoff play. Warren. Juke move. Gets the first down and is down at the 30. Keep on moving them sticks. Let's go. Man, Jalen Warren's training is running in the beach or at the beach. That's tough, man. Running in sand. I don't like doing it. I ever tried running in the sand? That's tough. Handoff play Warren, and he is tackled as soon as he gets the ball. That is a loss of a few on the play. All right, we're about halfway through this second quarter. So second and 15 after that play. It's going to be a play action. Screen pass. Kenneth Gainwell tries to get some blocks up front, and he gains maybe a yard. Rodgers saying something to the sideline. I don't know exactly what it is. Tomlin just looks so uninterested on the sideline right now. Look, he just looks so bored. I don't. Am I tripping? He looks so bored and like so disengaged right now. Okay, there we go. There's some life from Tomlin. They get it off just in time at 1. Rodgers going to throw it complete to Smith, and that's going to be a few yards short of the first down. Although that's going to make it an easier field goal shot, I guess, for Boswell. So I guess that play had something going. And I don't know what was up with Tomlin in that moment. And that was camera was on him and it cut to him like 2 times. Boswell so far 2 for 2 in this game. Whistles blow. Practice kick. I don't even know if he got it. False start. Now we're going to push it back. Oh, come on, Cam. All right, so we're going to get a do-over here. Initially, it was a 43. Now a 48 after the false start. Snap looks good, and the kick is right down Broadway. And the Steelers have 9 points, all 9 by number 9, Chris Boswell. And the Steelers take the lead 9-7. 5:52 left in the second. Okay, at least the Steelers' offense is moving. But when they get to the other side of the field, they just kind of, I don't know. The last 2 scoring drives, it's not like they were terrible. They moved the ball a little bit. Running game's kind of struggling. So far, it's the defense, man, that's keeping them in the game. That's good. What isn't good now is that the Steelers can't put up points. Or enough points, I should say. How you guys feel about that Monday nighter tomorrow with the Commanders and Chiefs? In Arrowhead, okay, I thought if they had Jaden Daniels out there, I'd probably give the Commanders a better shot of winning. Okay, if it was at FedEx Field, if it was in Washington, I would have probably favored the Commanders. Since it's in Arrowhead and the Commanders don't even have Jaden Daniels, I think the Chiefs. I don't think they blow them out, but I think they win by probably 10 points, 2 possessions. And we could say whatever we want to say about the Chiefs, but they're still winning. They're still finding a way to win some of these games. It started off rough for them, but they've been able to stack up a couple wins. Our kickoff return from inside the 10. And he's going to get it to the 34-yard line. Oddly enough, I don't think Green Bay's offense has looked all that bad. I just think, well, that missed field goal didn't help too much. But they probably should have more than 7 points right now. Love drops back. He's going to throw it to Kraft once again, who gets tackled by Patrick Queen. There we go. There's a tackle right there, middle of the field. All right, Packers have a 3-receiver set with the tight end Kraft in there. In shotgun, man in motion, they get it off. Handoff play to Jacobs, and he's going to get it to where it's going to be about 3rd and short for Green Bay. We're now inside of 5 minutes left in the second quarter. They're showing Aaron Rodgers. He doesn't look too happy right now. Steelers show pressure at the line. Let's see if they bring it. No, they drop back. They bring 4. Pass is bobbled. Was it complete? No, they're going to call it incomplete. Love was looking for Kraft, and I guess he didn't haul it in. I saw it bobble. Let's see the replay. Bobble dropped. Okay, no, that's incomplete. All right, another stop, man. Another stop. We'll take these. We'll take these all day. One thing that's different about the Steeler field is the midfield logo. They did a little bit of an adjustment to the logo. It's not something huge, but the outline, the gray outline's a little bit thicker. Fair catch called for and taken at around the 16-yard line of Green Bay. And the Steelers offense looking to get their first touchdown of the game. All right, I'm going to take a little break. Pittsburgh needs touchdowns, no more field goals. Yeah, I actually like the flow of this game. I actually kind of like the way the Steelers have been looking so far in this game. But they're settling for field goals too much, and that's keeping Green Bay in the game. Defensively, they've been looking pretty solid so far, except for those 2 drives. Steelers offense has been flowing decent. Not great, though. And then, yeah, they're just settling for too many field goals. But the flow of the game, Pittsburgh's controlling the flow of the game. That's actually pretty cool effects. All right, toss play. Jalen Warren has an opening and gets the first down. All right. Offensive line is really starting to step up, man. They created just enough space for Warren. And you know Warren, man, he's got that speed. Second and inches for the Steelers. No doubt, another toss play to Jalen Warren, and it is. And he's able to get to the outside, get the first down, passes 35 to the 40, and is down at the 42. And yet another Steelers first down. We're moving, man. We're moving. Now, in that case, that was really good running because there was no real opening. So then he decided, because he was trying to run to the inside, then he decided to break to the outside, and that's where the space was. So good awareness by Warren. Looks like I have Kenneth Gainwell now. Quick pass, Calvin Austin. And he's able to get 8 on the play with the extension. Let's see if they run another play before the 2-minute warning. About a 7-second difference. And looks like they'll just let it go down. Or maybe not. Let's see. Well, they'll probably try to make him jump off sides. That's my guess. Oh, no, they do run a play. Gainwell gets outside, gets the first down and more. Steelers very good on the run in this drive. That's what they're relying on, and it is working. And that's going to lead to the 2-minute warning. Still 7-9. Hey, man, they just had to show Aaron Rodgers over there yelling. Him and Tomlin, I don't know what it is, the vibe tonight. It's just not there. They just... Mike Tomlin doesn't seem like he's enjoying himself. Aaron Rodgers definitely seems like he's not enjoying himself in this game. But they're winning. Yeah, they are. Is there any news on Cam Scatterbo? I know he got injured. Let's just look it up. I know he had something with his ankle and even got carted off the field. Oh, wow. He's scheduled to undergo surgery. Damn, man. I only brought that up because I saw the Giants. Damn, he's going to have to go under surgery for his ankle. And he was like, it truly seemed like he was part of the heart of that team, Scatterbo for the Giants, because he just brings that energy. I don't know exactly what it is. He just brings that energy to that team. Yeah, he's playing his old team, and I mean, things haven't gone his way, but now the Steelers, at least the running game, is picking it up. So it's not like the Steelers' offense is playing bad, but he's not having it his way, I guess. I don't know. I didn't realize New England was on a 5-game winning streak. Hey, they're looking good. Another handoff play, Kenneth Gainwell, who kind of runs into a group of people and then tackled forward progress to probably make it about 3 yards. Yeah, he did. Another player where I don't even know why he went so far down the draft. I don't know exactly what it was. Screen pass, Austin dropped incomplete. I don't know. I think he was overlooked in that draft. No reason why he wasn't drafted in the second round. I don't know. And I didn't even need to watch Arizona football to know that. All I had to do was watch that was it the semifinals or something of the college football playoff? Rodgers gets pressured right away. He's gonna throw a deep ball, incomplete PI on Calvin Austin. That's defensive pass interference. The defender did not turn around. I gotta see if Rodgers got hit on that play. he had he had no time to even do anything. All he had time to do was just barely throw it. I'm surprised he had time to do that. Packer defender was like right there. As soon as he snapped the ball, there was nobody on him. He caught that one-handed too. Over there showing off, Rodgers. And he no looked it too. All right, so that brings the Steelers' first trip to the red zone. What do you know? Handoff play to Jalen Warren, and he's going to be able to fight to about the 10-yard line. Yeah, very weird that the Steelers have the lead, and they haven't even had a trip in the red zone. Steelers taking their time on this drive, and Green Bay just kind of letting them, not taking any timeouts, which is surprising. Bootleg. Rodgers going to throw it to DK Metcalf, and he's going to get the first down, and he's tackled out of bounds at around the 2. Hey, this is big. If they could get a touchdown here, that's pretty big. And the Steelers do get the ball after halftime, which is why I'm kind of weirded out that Green Bay didn't really try to stop the clock or anything. If they could make this a 2-possession game before half, that's a big deal. Rodgers looks Metcalf, throws Metcalf, and it is caught. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. We get a touchdown. Let's go. Let's go. And there's not that much time left in this second quarter. Only 34 seconds left. So they perfectly executed. And that was just a one-on-one. He just trusted his guy. All right, extra point from Boswell is going to determine whether or not this is a two-possession game, and it is up, and it is good, and we do have a two-possession game. Steelers up 16-7. 34 seconds left in the second quarter. Green Bay does still have 2 timeouts. I don't expect them to play conservative here. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm really liking what I'm seeing right now. So far, this is about the most put together that the team has looked up to this point. And it's against the Packers, a team that's the first seed in the NFC. I don't know, man. Maybe it's the jerseys. Maybe it's the uniforms. Maybe they should wear these more often. That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem is that they haven't worn these jerseys more often. I'm still not getting one. I'm still not getting one of those jerseys, man. There you go. USC versus Nebraska. I didn't know USC was even back to being ranked. Draymond Green on an NBC show. You guys seen this? That's a solid game on next Sunday night. Seattle versus Washington. Oh, this is a weird kickoff. It takes a bounce, then goes into the end zone. So it did land in the landing zone. That was a risky kick by Boswell. It almost looked like it was going to be a free kick out of bounds. So under the rule, Green Bay's gonna have it at the 20. And that was a really good kick from Boswell. All right, but Green Bay still has those 2 timeouts. Love looking for something. He's gonna get it out to Jacobs. Jacobs gonna be able to get 9 yards. That's just what they were giving him right there. They're not too concerned from a short gain. I think they're playing more probably downfield. Those jerseys look more like soccer jerseys. I don't know. Steelers bring 4. Love going to throw it to the 49, and it's going to be a close one. They're going to call it a catch. All right, so now they're going to have it near midfield. Let's see the replay. Green Bay took their second timeout. 16 seconds left. Well, I'll say 18 seconds. They added 2 more on there. Okay, if Green Bay gets a field goal before half, that kind of takes away everything that the Steelers just built. Well, not everything, but that would have been a huge momentum swing if the Steelers would have had to go into the locker room with a 9-point lead rather than a 6-point. Motion. Love has time. He's going to just dish it out to Jacobs. It's going to get tackled inbounds. Flag is thrown. But another tackle for Roman Wilson. Oh, referee almost got decapitated by a football right there. Oh, come on. Face mask on the Steelers. So now that might get them to the field goal range. Yeah, that's tough. And that would have been almost a perfect scenario for the defense, too. Because they were able to get Jacobs inbounds, which would have forced Green Bay to take a timeout. And then their best option probably would have been to either throw a Hail Mary or try to get a short gain. Now Green Bay is probably in field goal territory after that. Love looks left. He's going to throw that way wide open, complete. And then he's tripped up about a yard short of the first down. And Green Bay is just going to take their final timeout with 2 seconds left and bring out the field goal unit. McManus getting one last practice kick in there. He did miss one, but that was from a distance. I believe it was 57 where he missed. This one's going to be a lot shorter. Probably around, what, 40, 45 yards? "44-yard field goal here from the right hash. Snap looks good. Kick is no good. He missed. It's no good. McManus 0 for 2 in field goal tries in this first half. And oh man, that one was wide left. He curved it just a little bit too much. There's only one Boswell. I want to hear this. Let's see.
For some reason, either a penalty or a lost yard is play on first down. As long as we stay on schedule, we'll put ourselves in position to go up by seconds, and that's what we're able to do at the end.
And then defensively, that penalty got the Packers in the field goal range. They didn't get the 3 points, but what's the message to the defense?
It's just that, man. We gotta work to maintain control over Jacobs. He's a linchpin in terms of what they do, staying on schedule. We do that, man. We'll position ourselves to win possession downs.
Mike, thanks.
Done a good job.
Yeah, defense hasn't looked bad. Jacobs hasn't really ran all over the Steelers defense so far. Solid game. and the missed field goals do help. All right. One of them, at least you could say, well, it was from 57 yards. Pittsburgh, a tough place to kick. The other one, inside of 50. Typically, kickers make those. Nice. Screen froze. All right, now that we're at halftime, let's go through all the matchups that we had in Week 8. So we already went over the Charger one against Minnesota. Chargers straight up dominated the Vikings. Minnesota, I mean, Carson Wentz took a complete beating in that game. He was definitely playing injured in that game, and I'm surprised that he played for so long, man. So Minnesota, I think they'll probably have McCarthy back by next week. I'm not exactly sure how his injury status is, but with the way things are looking, I think they'll bring him back. Obviously, if he's available. Then you had the Miami Dolphins blowing out the Falcons 34-10. Kirk Chains making his first start of the season for the Falcons. Highly paid Kirk Chains to sit on the bench for the majority of the season. It didn't go well for the Falcons. Miami actually had probably the best game offensively, so that's a step in the right direction for Miami. For the Falcons, it's not looking very good. And to lose to a team like the Dolphins, not only to lose to the Dolphins, but to get blown out by the Dolphins is a terrible look. But then again, they didn't have Penix, so there's not much you could do there offensively, but defensively, that's a bit of a problem. Then you had the Ravens beat the Bears by a score of 30-16. I was really rooting for the Bears here, obviously. Ravens looked way better with Huntley. Putting up 30. So, I mean, that's good for the Ravens. That kind of keeps them in the mix. You know, because if they would have lost, they would have been, I mean, quite a few games back. It's not that early in the season, but to be as many games, like 4 games back after what week are we in? 8? That's tough. So the Ravens did really need that one. And then now they have a game in Miami against the Dolphins. So we'll see how that game goes. Lamar Jackson, it does seem like his status for next week is that he's going to play because he was a full participant on Friday, I think. That's what they were saying. Then you had an upset. You had the Jersey Jets beat the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincy by a score of 39-38. Justin Fields had his best game as a Jersey Jet. The only game that comes close to that is when he faced the Steelers in week 1. Jets put up 39 on the Bengals defense. We already know Bengals defense is just not good. They're one of the worst in the league, if not the worst in the league. And it's their offense that puts up points. Haven't been able to do that under Jake Browning. Joe Flacco, on the other hand, they're able to put up points, and that just wasn't enough today. That's just the problem. Even with Joe Burrow, that's just the problem that they're just bound to face with the defensive situation that they have. And the Bills just absolutely blew out the Panthers 40-9. In Carolina, kind of what we expected. I don't think anybody's surprised there. Niners drop a game to the Houston Texans by a score of 26-15. Let's be real here. The Texans probably should have had more points against the Niners. They settled for a lot of field goals. And, I mean, Niners had their chances, man. They had their chances to get back in the game, and they just couldn't capitalize on them. So that just happens, man. But Houston definitely outplayed the Niners in that game, for sure. Then you had the Patriots beating the Browns 32-13. I mean, what else were we expecting? Drake May's been doing his thing. The Patriots have been looking great since week 3. I'm sorry, since week 4. The last time that they didn't play good was against the Steelers, and I don't know how much credit I want to give the Steelers because of how bad New England looked in that particular game. But since then, they've hit their stride, even beating a team like the Bills in Buffalo on Sunday night a few weeks ago. So the Patriots, man, they have a realistic shot at winning that division. Okay, then you had the Philadelphia Eagles dominating the Giants by a final score of 38-20. It was just a bad day for the Giants, man. Honestly, they weren't really clicking the same after Scadaboo got injured, and it's unfortunate with that situation. We'll see how the Giants are bounce back from there. Eagles kind of could have really used that game as terms of it seemed like their momentum for the season kind of wasn't there after those two losses, and even against the Vikings, it's not like they looked super great. So yeah, I mean, Philly kind of needed that win. And for the Giants, I still think there's hope. Maybe not this season, but for years to come. Second half going to be very interesting. I hope not, Andrew. I hope the second half is very smooth sailing. All right, just like the first half, for the most part. All right. Then you had the Buccaneers just blow out the Saints 23-3. I mean, the Saints are back to the ain'ts. That's just how it is. We'll see what they do, man. I wouldn't hate it completely if they just build around Spencer Rattler. I don't think he's the problem in New Orleans. Am I saying he's the solution? Honestly, I don't know, but maybe try to build around him to see if he is the solution in New Orleans. But Buccaneers doing their thing. So far, they're looking like the best team in the NFC. Then you had the Colts beating the Titans 38-14. Very easy game for the Colts. This team just came out of nowhere. I mean, was anybody expecting the Colts to be any good this year? I didn't think they were going to be good at all. I thought they were going to be maybe decent at best. But the Colts right now, they're 7-1. That is insane, man. Do they have the best record? Yeah, they have the best record in the NFL. 7-1? Wow. Indiana Jones and the Colts doing their thing. Their one and only loss was to the Rams. Then the Denver Broncos looked great against the Cowboys. I was expecting that game to be a lot closer. Broncos are legit, man. That's another team that I wouldn't be too surprised if they're winning their division this year. And they were my sleeper pick, too. Before the season. They weren't a sleeper pick. They're not a sleeper pick now. All right, but before the season, they were my sleeper pick. I gotta say, okay. Close games are definitely more fun. Okay, but it's nice to have a mixture of both. Okay. I wouldn't want every single game to go down the wire. I'd rather have, a few close games there, a few blowout games there, just kind of mixture. But what would I want to happen more? I guess closer games. So I guess they're having like a country performance. That's what it looked like at the stadium. Last night for the World Series game, they had the Jonas Brothers perform in the middle of the game. I've never seen that happen in the middle of a baseball game. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be real here. The only time I've seen a performance before a playoff game, before a MLB game was either like an All-Star game or last season in the World Series. That's the first time I've seen anything like that happen for a baseball game. Obviously, other than the national anthem and stuff. But I found it a little bit weird that they did it in the middle of the game. Which kind of sucks, man, because that could kind of make the pitchers a little bit cold. I know that wasn't the case for Yamamoto. That put Gausman in a tough situation, too. I hope they don't do that tomorrow. If they're going to have somebody perform, have them perform before the game. Hey, I'm starting to wonder, are the Colts actually going to finish as the first seed this season? I mean, there's still a lot of the season to go, but I mean, forget just winning against teams. They're convincingly blowing out teams. I know Titans probably not saying that much, but they're able to do it against the Chargers. Are quite a few teams. And they did beat the Broncos, I think, in week 2? Hey, man, maybe I'm becoming a little bit of a fan of these jerseys. Not because of what they look like, but because of how they're playing. But who knows? My opinion could definitely change within the next hour and a half or so. Oh, yeah, they're showing this Chris Boswell. Without Chris Boswell, the Steelers are not winning this game, which is a factual fact. Our second half is underway in Pittsburgh, and it is going to be returned right at around the 2. He's got some space, tripped up a little bit, but able to keep his footing, and now down inside the 30. That was Kenneth Gainwell on the return. It's kind of hard to tell the mixture of Steelers and Packer fans. It does look like there's some Packer fans there, but it's kind of hard to tell. I don't see I see Packer fans, but I don't see that many cheeseheads. All right, Darnell Washington in motion. You have Jalen Warren in the backfield. Washington in motion once again. Fakes the handoff. Rodgers rolls. Still looking. Pump fakes, then throws it just out of bounds away. He had time. There's nobody open. And they had 3 tight ends out there. Arthur Smith runs like a weird offense. But it works sometimes. Rodgers looks left, throws it to Pat Freiermuth, who gets tackled immediately as he catches it. And Freiermuth is shaken up. That's not good. Oh, down. Ooh. Was the impact on his knee? Oh, yeah, he got hit on his knee. Damn it. All right. Oh, he's able to walk off on his own strength, but it's not looking very good. Damn, man. All right, so it's going to be 3rd and 8 after all that. Packers looked like they jumped. Is there going to be a free play? They didn't throw a flag. It is incomplete. He's looking for Roman Wilson. That was very close. I thought they jumped, man. But there's no call. No, they didn't call that? That looked like offsides for sure, man. Oh, come on. Oh, man. That's offsides. Come on. Okay, they're talking it over now. That looked very clear. Okay, I'm glad they're at least talking it over because that looked. That's a jump. Oh, they didn't even call it. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. You got to be kidding me here. And of course, you can't review something like that, of course. Wow. Okay. Well, that's a 3 and out, I guess. Pumped by Waitman, and it's going to be returned at the 21. Flag is thrown, and it is tackled right around where he got it. So good play by special teams, but there is a flag. Oh, now they know how to throw a flag. Now they know how to throw a flag. Right? Okay, holding on Green Bay. Okay, but they do know how to throw flags, so that's good to know. That's good to know. How is that? I can't get over. How is that not offsides? And that probably wasn't even the play that the Steelers were going to run. Aaron Rodgers just probably thought that was a free play, and he had every right to think that was a free play. They're showing my boy Danny Smith, best special teams coach out there. Was he chewing on some Big Red or something? He's got to have like at least half the pack of gum in his mouth. All right, stopped right away, right at the line of scrimmage on the first play, tackled by Jalen Ramsey. There we go. That was the first time I've heard his name all day. There we go. I agree with Collinsworth. This is the first time that they're actually living up to the high expectation that they had this year. Play action. Love rolls. He's going to throw it complete, and it's going to be about a few yards short. So it's going to bring 3rd and manageable at least. Let's go. 3rd down. Steelers bring pressure. Love is going to get rid of it. He does. Floater. Caught by Kraft, and he's stiff arming, and he's going down the field to the 30 and down at the 26. What was the coverage on there? All right, let's see what happened right here. So he was able to fight off two Steelers up until he got to the Steelers' side. Oh, come on, Elliott. Elliott wasn't really playing the ball. He was, I don't. Yeah, Elliott wasn't playing the ball, man. and, then, and then no one couldn't bring him down. Kraft has gotten so many yards after catching this game. It is crazy. It is actually insane. Gosh, man, don't tell me that no call is gonna play a factor in this game. Well, time will tell. It's too early to show Christmas commercials, man. Too early. Too early. Hey, how many yards does that guy Kraft have? Let's see. I gotta check. Let's see. He's got to have at least 80 yards, right? Kraft, 3 receptions, 108 yards. He is tearing up that defense. Damn it, that's Deshaun Elliott that got injured too. Damn. Let's see if they try to take a shot or something. Handoff play Jacobs. There's some space and he's down at the 20. Oh, man. Now I'm not really liking this. All right, 2nd and 4 from the 20. Jacobs in the backfield once again. 3 receivers set, looks like. It's going to be another gift to Jacobs, inside handoff, and he gets about 2. All right, let's see what Green Bay decides to do on a 3rd and 2 here. They're in shotgun, 3 receivers all to the left side. Another handoff play to Jacobs, and he is short, about a yard short of the first. Roman Wilson always in the mix, man. And they're going to keep the offense out there. Mike Tomlin just with a straight, just blank face. Straight poker face. 4th and 1, they're going to fake the handoff, throw it to Kraft. Wide open space for the first down. And he runs out of bounds and does a kick up. Okay, so clearly they bid on the run. And there was nobody on that part of the field, at least for the yardage that he needed. There was nobody within a good 6 yards. 4 receptions, 115 yards for Kraft. Watt gets the pressure. He's going to throw it, able to dunk it out to his tight end. And that's another short gain, which is another few yards for Kraft. Good play by Jordan Love, able to get it off. Watt had nobody on him. All right, 2nd and goal from the 9. Love, little swing pass. Is he going to get his blocks? He does, and he's going to get into the end zone for a touchdown. Green Bay. Great drive from the Packers. Okay. All right. If this game doesn't go that well, I am going to point out that they didn't call that penalty. Okay. Extra point by McManus is up and good. So we have a 2-point game, 16-14, 8:48 left in the third quarter. Damn, hopefully that wasn't a. Yeah. Yeah, that might have been a momentum shift, unfortunately. But come on, dude. That was clearly offsides. But we'll see. I mean, the offense still has been able to move the ball at least. If they're able to keep that up, then there should be no problem, right? What the hell? Nah, whatever. All right, well, they'll probably try to get the running game going again because that was working. And we'll see. I mean, Aaron Rodgers hasn't been able to do too much so far in this game. I don't think he's had the type of game that he's wanted so far. And I say that because, I mean, he's showed frustration multiple times in this game. Showing all the high school football highlights from Pittsburgh. Damn, that was a blowout. Okay, see how I was right. So it says, oh, they muffed the kickoff, but they're able to get it. Okay, well, at least they're able to recover it. See, I was right though. They do have high school football there, and it's tournaments. So that's why we see the wear and tear on that field. All right, and I played Jalen Warren. Decent game. Damn. Steelers have faced a couple injuries in this game. Deshaun Elliott being one of them. Still being evaluated. 2nd and 6. Austin in motion. He looks that way. He's going to throw middle of the field. DK Metcalf was able to get past the defender and gets tackled midfield. And that is a Steelers first down. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the motion did fool the Packers corners, and that was just enough. They didn't fool them completely, but that was just enough time for Rodgers to get it out to Metcalf because it left them open for that split second. High snap, fakes the toss. Now Rodgers throws it to Warren. He's able to get past the first defender and more and get the first down. The elusiveness of Jalen Warren showing off there. He's just a tough guy to bring down, man. Washington moves to the right side. Pump fakes. Pressure comes, and he's going to get sacked. Looks like the ball came out. Packers saying they got it. They're still fighting over it. And it's Packer ball. Okay, or that's a little weird. So Rodgers, the defender didn't cause the ball to go down. Rodgers threw it just straight to the ground. Okay, but he was able to recover it for a little bit at least. Now there's some stuff going on the field. Now there's a lot of confusion going on. Nobody knows what's going on. They should probably definitely review this for sure, because that's worth noting. That's worth reviewing at the very least. Well, yeah, it's a turnover, so they should review it. Okay, they call it an incomplete pass. Okay, but even if it was a fumble, Rodgers did recover it, had possession, was down, and then I guess he lost it afterwards. That's what it looked like, at least. Now, I guess the question would have been if there was anybody in the area, any receiver in the area, eligible receiver. Second and 10 after all that madness is going to be a quick pass to Calvin Austin, who bobbles, juggles, and looks like he caught it. Yes, he did for a gain of a yard. Let's see this replay. 1, 2. They're finally able to get it. Nah, they said he didn't even gain a yard at all. So there's 1 for 6 and third down conversions, which both teams actually are at this point in the game. And Rodgers has to burn a timeout. Play clock was running down, and they had no other choice. I yelled at somebody. Tomlin also says something to Rodgers. They're showing his cadence. They should have shown when they went off sides. I know there was a dispute between if he was saying green 18 or green 19 for a while. Third and 10 for the Steelers from the Packers 38. Rodgers all on the backfield. He takes a snap, looks left. He's going to throw that way. Incomplete, looking for DK Metcalf. And now we're going to have to get another field goal try from Chris Boswell. I mean, he was covered, man. Let's see this. All right, this is another long field goal from Boswell. 56-yarder. Kick is up, and Mr. Reliable hits once again. Chris Boswell with another field goal made. And we have a 19-14 game. Man. This guy Boswell is going to have his jersey retired and everything. He's going to go in the Steeler Hall of Fame, and he deserves it. Whenever, I don't know how many more years he's going to be doing this, but, I mean, Boswell's been kicking at a high level for years. Gosh, man, 1 touchdown. So he has 4 field goals. 3 of them have been from at least 50. And the other one's from 48. So none of them were even chip shots. Man, they're just keeping Green Bay in this game. That first half, that was all Pittsburgh for the most part. Giannis Antetokounmpo in a Kohl's commercial. Oh, Mike McCarthy is there. Former Packers head coach, and he's from Pittsburgh. This guy. Holly Brady and Sandy Koufax is crazy. All right, kickoff is away, and he's running backwards, and that's going to cost him some yards. He was looking for more space running backwards, and he lost yards. That works sometimes. Sometimes that does work. Most of the time, though, that doesn't. Babe Ruth. Hey, you forgot to mention Shohei Ohtani, man. No. And he should be mentioned with Shohei Ohtani because he even has a passing touchdown in his career. For those of you who don't know, he does have, I think, a singular passing touchdown in his career. And a few tackles. First and 10 play action for Jordan Love. He's going to throw it complete, and he's able to get off of a couple tackles and get the first down. Come on, man. Wilson on the reception, and most of the yards on that play was yards after catch, and that is a growing theme in this game. Our Kraft in motion. He moves to the left. It's going to be a handoff play, and it's going to be down at around the 40. Damn. Elliott's out for the rest of the game. Damn, it was something with his knee, too. I know it. Yep. Damn it. He's a big piece for that Steelers defense, too, man. So that's going to be a big loss. 2nd and 6 for the Steelers, or for the Packers from the 40, and it's an easy first down. I mean, Heath on the first down. There was just nobody playing on that side of the field, and that's all the yardage they needed. And the Steelers defense just gave it to them. So there you go. Love just saying, sure, I'll take those yardage, that yardage that you're giving me. That's all I need. Love another handoff play, and it's going to be another quality gain for the Packers. They've been utilizing Wilson on this drive so far. All right, 2nd and 4 for Green Bay. They're now in Steelers territory, so it's bring 4. Love able to get it out, and looks like he might have gotten the first down. That catch was made by Golden, and yes, they will give him the first down. It's like Eccles was on him on that play. And look, they don't even need to take shots. There's a soft spot in the defense, and Love is just getting it to that soft spot. And it's only within a few yards. Love looks. He's going to dunk it off to Jacobs. Jacobs able to stiff arm Ramsey, but Ramsey able to get him down. He got about 2. Ramsey able to bring Jacobs down with them. Love has been very composed tonight. Another handoff, and he's tackled by TJ Watt. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing after that. There we go, TJ. Nobody was even focused on him. I don't even think anybody was covering him. 3rd and 7 for the Packers. Let's see how many the Steelers bring right here. Pressure comes. Love does have time, though. He's going to throw it deep down the field towards the end zone, and it is caught. Complete inside the 10 by Watson. Although there is a flag, he did have a lot of time to throw, even with the pressure. That's something that I will bring up. Let's see. On the defense. How does the defense hold on that play, man? Come on. Damn, dude. 3rd quarter winding down. Let's see if they run a play. Looks like they're going to try to just make him jump off sides. No, they do run a play. Handoff play to Jacobs. Jacobs looking for some space, and he's able to gain a couple of yards. And that's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Steelers up 19-14, although the Packers are in the red zone. All right, I'm going to take a quick break for a second. All right, now we're back. All right, there we go. Where were we? Right here. There we go. And to think all the Steelers had to do was get at least one other touchdown instead of a field goal. And this game probably would have been a little bit different. But hey, settling for that many field goals is going to keep the Packers in it. It's not like the Steelers defense has played terrible tonight. They haven't played great, but they've been doing good enough. Obviously, their flaws have been shown in this game. But typically, only giving up 14 points in 3 quarters should put you in a pretty solid spot. Handoff play, Jacobs breaks to the outside. Queen chasing him, and he could not get to him. And Jacobs gets into the end zone for a Packers touchdown. And Green Bay has the lead. Now they're going to go for 2. This is bad. Good run by Jacobs. All right, 2-point try for Green Bay. Put it in shotgun. Looks like they have 3 receivers all to the left side with a tight end on the right. He's going to look left toes. Wide. How is he so wide open on a 2-point conversion? They get the 2-point conversion. Like, easy. How does that happen? For a 2-yard play, he was that wide open? What the heck was that? And you could hear a little bit of booing from the crowd over there, not liking what they're seeing. They had full control of this game at some point. And since that no call, things have been different, man. Yeah, they're talking about the jerseys. Hopefully this is the only time they ever wear them. I'm not gonna lie. Gainwell on the return, and he couldn't really find anything. He was stopping to try to get some sort of blocks, but just couldn't. Quarterback, running back, and receiver to win this game. He does have a passing touchdown. I said that earlier. He does have a passing touchdown in his career. I don't know. Every time the Steelers get on the other side of the field, they just can't get any more yards after that. I don't know exactly what the problem is. Play action. Pressure comes, and Rodgers is just going to take the sack. Micah Parsons on the sack. Yeah, this momentum is completely switched. Wow. By the way, the Steelers haven't gotten to love at all in this game either. Rodgers going to roll again, running for his life, and he's going to throw it incomplete. He just had to get it out. The only receiver that was right there was Jonnu Smith, but he just fired it to the ground. It's a real shame, man. The Steelers were in control at some point in this game. They just couldn't. They just couldn't break away enough. And now we have 3rd and forever, 3rd and 20. And they're just going to throw it to Jonnu Smith like a 4-yard pass. And that's definitely not going to get you the first down. You know what? I'm going to take a seat, man. I mean, that was never going to get them the first down. I don't know. I guess just to give the punter a little bit more space. All right. I think that's good enough. Yeah, that's all right. Another solid punt from Waitman, and he's tripped up at around the 40-yard line. So the Packers are going to have it in good field position once again. And now there's pushing and shoving going on. Oh, referee goes down. I don't know. To me, that looks like that was on Green Bay. Dude, this team needs something right now. Because it is not much has gone right in the second half. Oh, they call it on the Steelers. That is perfect. That is exactly what we needed right now. Yes, a 15-yard penalty. They already were going to have it in good field position, but let's give them even more yards. Wow. Great discipline. Great discipline. The only way the momentum's going to shift is if the Steelers get a turnover. That's about it. Even if they get a stop, I don't know exactly how much more the momentum changes. But, man, it's not. I don't like the vibe I'm getting. I don't like what I'm seeing right now. Hey, man, we're in a good time for professional sports. Enough with this negativity. We're in a good time for professional sports. We have the NHL season that started a few weeks ago. NBA season started this week, or last week, I guess. MLB playoffs as they're going on throughout this entire month. NFL season. You have all 4 of the major sports here in the U.S. going on at the same time. I'm not like that big of a NBA or NHL fan, but I keep tabs with the Lakers and I keep tabs with the Kings, but I don't really If it's not the Lakers and if it's not the Kings that are playing, I don't think I'd really watch. Oh, they played Renegade right now. Maybe that's the momentum shift that they needed to play Renegade. I don't know. Crowd's into it at least. Packers started from the Steeler 45 after a 15-yard penalty, and it's a run play, and he has plenty of space, gets the first down easily, and is down at the 30-yard line. Wilson on the rush. And that is immediately after the play Renegade. Gosh, man. I don't know who would be the player of the game for the Packers. It's either Kraft or Jordan Love. Both of them are playing really good games. Another dunk pass. And he's able to bounce off another tackle. Not able to get that much yardage, but still. I'm just impressed with how calm Love has been throughout this entire game. And there's been times where the Steelers have blitzed and he's been able to get the ball off, sometimes even complete the pass. Another gift to Kraft. Roman Wilson able to get the tackle right away. Gain of about a yard. That is the shortest gain that Kraft has had all game. All right, now this is a big third down. Now Packer is injured now. Oh dang! Did he just fall on his own? Hey, that's usually not a good sign, man. When somebody goes off just like that. He's able to get off on his own, or get up on his own, I should say. Oh, he got stepped on. Okay, damn. Well, hopefully it's nothing serious, man. 3rd and 4 for the Packers. 11:15 left in this fourth quarter. Love in shotgun. This is a big third down for the Steelers here, at least. Love takes the snap. He's going to throw it. Middle of the field. Kraft is going to be able to dance into the end zone for a touchdown. Just easy money. It's incredible. This team that looks just... They show the Steelers sideline right now. They look defeated already. Rodgers looked defeated, putting on his helmet. If this isn't a career night for Kraft, I'm actually surprised. Edge point for McManus is up and good. 29-19 Green Bay. And man, this was looking like such a good game for the Steelers at some point. They were up 16-7, man. going into the half, and then after a singular no call, it's like everything fell apart. It needs something dramatic to happen, man, because I don't. See, now I gotta see. Kraft is definitely close to 200 yards. I guess I'm wrong. I guess 7 receptions, 143 yards for 2 touchdowns. Tucker Kraft. Leading receiver by far, by the way. The only receiver that comes close is Watson with 3 receptions for 57 yards. Wow. Love has had a field day in the second half with the secondary. Kraft has just been running all over the field a majority of the game. And some of the passes, they're not even deep balls or anything. They're just a couple of yards, and he's able to pick up just those extra yards. Steelers defense just can't make a tackle. Well, look, there's still plenty of time for the Steelers to come back in this game. Problem is the timeout that they had to waste. Now that's might be an issue. Sticking right at around the goal line. And he's hit sticked out of bounds. All right, come on, man. Let's show a little fire, man. Let's show a little something. I haven't heard Darnell Washington's name that much this game. I don't even know how many times they've looked his way. Let's get something going. Come on. Toss play, Jalen Warren. Couple yards on that play. All right, looks like they went no huddle. 2nd and 7. Sounds like Rodgers called an audible or something. Washington moves in motion. It's going to be a toss play. Jalen Warren gets to the outside, bounces off a tackle, and is close to getting the first down. Let's see where they say he went out of bounds at. Okay, they're going to mark him short of about a yard. Two yards short of the first down. Oh, come on. What are you doing, Matt? Come on, Metcalf. Yes, because we needed an unnecessary roughness call at that time. Great. Awesome. That's exactly what we needed. That was on DK. I'm no bias, man. Come on. Really? Wow, you guys are really helping yourselves out right here. So instead of 3rd and 2, it's 3rd and 17. After a flag that happened after the play. Rodgers pump fakes, pressured, and is sacked. Guys, we're looking awesome right now. Awesome. Way to shoot yourselves in the foot. Wow. This is unbelievable. Waitman on the punt, and it's going to be caught at around the 40, and another broken tackle, and he's down at around the 44. Wow. I don't even know what to say here, man, other than the fact that Steelers are not playing very disciplined football, for one. And for two, I don't even know what else I was going with that, other than the fact that momentum shifted a while ago, and the Steelers aren't doing themselves any favors either. So, yeah. They have gotten completely outplayed in the second half. We could say all we want about that no call, offsides no call, but the Packers are playing miles better than the Steelers in the second half. It's from water. Oh, there it is. Man. I wonder who they're going to go to in this next drive. Probably Kraft, if I had to guess. I mean, there's still time to where you probably shouldn't play it conservative, but I mean, they'll probably just get it out to Kraft. Middle of the field, my guess, too. Yeah, he was the tallest guy on the field by far in high school, for sure. All right, Green Bay has it. Near midfield already to start this drive. Love play action, has time. He's going to throw it middle of the field. Caught once again Watson for a first down. And this secondary is getting absolutely torched. And the Steelers have zero answer for what's going on right now. Absolutely defeated looking team right now. Absolutely defeated. $131 yards after catch. I want to know the stat from every single player that got yards after catching this game. Handoff play to Jacobs, and he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. There you go. That's a positive there. The crowd seems out of it. Gosh, this is this is tough to watch right now. I'm starting to have a reason to dislike these jerseys even more. 2nd and 10. Love throws it middle of the field. Once again, but that's a short game, so they were able to get the tackle right as soon as he caught the ball. That is not something that we have said that much tonight. Now it's going to bring up 3rd down. And if the Packers get a touchdown, that is going to be ball game for sure. If they only get a field goal here, if the Steelers are able to hold them to a field goal, at least they could keep it to a 2-possession game. Are the Steelers going to bring pressure? They bring 4. Love going to get it off, and it's going to be caught complete by Dobbs. Dude, there's nobody on that side. There's just nobody there. Can they, like, seriously, can they stop playing zone? And I'll play once again. He's down at the 10. I mean, Jordan Love is just completely out-dueling Aaron Rodgers, and it's not even close. I think he has close to double the amount of passing yards that Rodgers has. Fakes the handoff. He's going to throw it to the ground, incomplete. .360 yards, 29 for 35 for Jordan Love. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. To Aaron Rodgers, 16 for 25, 146 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Steelers defense has not gotten to Jordan Love at all in this game. Aaron Rodgers has been sacked 3 times in this game. We got 3rd and 8 from about the 9.5-yard line. Dobbs in motion. Love looks to his running back, incomplete. He just floated it up. He wasn't even there. He just floated up to hope and get it. That was a little bit of a dangerous throw there. Which is the first time we've said that the entire night. Because other than that, Love has been making great throws, great passes. So at the very least, the Steelers keep themselves in the game. He did have somebody wide open too. Snap is good. McManus gets it right down the middle. And the kick is good. Packers extend their lead to 32-19. 5:28 left in the 4th quarter. Steelers have 2 timeouts. Gosh. It feels like they're down by much more than 2 possessions. That's for sure. Hey. Yeah, it all started with that no call, but you can't even blame the no call here because Packers are just, they've played way better than the Steelers in the second half. So you can't really say, oh, it's just the no call. You know, like that's not how that works, man. And the worst thing is that they look defeated. That's the worst part. There's so many things to it. Then you have the penalties for no reason. No reason to have penalties. You have those costly penalties in a situation where you can have a 3rd and 2. Now you have a 3rd and 17 because of unnecessary roughness, something like that, unsportsmanlike conduct. Pushes you back 15 yards. I mean, the Steelers aren't doing themselves any favors either on top of getting outplayed. Yeah, a really good game for Jordan Love. All right, return from inside the 5. And he slips. He's down at around the 25-yard line. Here comes the Steelers offense. Okay, the problem is with the defense is the schemes. The schemes are not good. That's the problem with the defense. I don't think it's that much of a talent problem. I think it's a scheme problem. Pressured once again, and it's incomplete. Pat Fryermuth is back, though. That's good to see. Pass is complete and fumbled. And it's Green Bay ball. Wow, that's ball game for sure. Yeah, that's it. Wow. Well, this team was defeated before all this even happened. This team was done like when the Packers took the lead, really. I mean, I saw it on the sidelines when this was a 3-point game. That the Steelers were already out of it. Wow. Toss play outside, can't make a tackle, gets the first down inside the 15. Whew, this was like, it looked like it was gonna be such a good game too, man, for the Steelers. But you know what the Packers did? After halftime, you know what they did? They made adjustments. They adjusted to the Steelers' game plan, and That's all they needed to do. That's it. Run it all the way down to 0. Another toss play down at around the 10. That's like, okay, that's more of the problem that I'm having. Sure, they got outplayed. Okay, but you're playing undisciplined football too. So it's like you're losing, and then you're over there helping them. Like, come on, man. You gotta have your players better than that. And that's ridiculous. It's like if you're gonna lose, yeah, it happens, but you're not in this, not in that, not when you're helping the other team. So there's less than 50 yards in this half. Another handoff play. They're just running out the clock at this point. Looks like you got about 4. Steelers take their final timeout. I guess just to take it. That place has emptied out. And it doesn't get any better. You play the Colts next week, which, oh my God, I think they're going to get blown out by the Colts if you're looking like this against the Packers. Oh, we're going to have some fun this week, though. Tomlin looks pissed. Play action. Love has plenty of time. Then he goes down. But he's able to get rid of it just before he's able to get down. And that's what Love's been doing good today. I'm going to give the Packers credit too, so. Okay, again, under technicality, Packers get a field goal. It's still a 16-point game, which is technically a two-possession game. Kick by McManus is up and good through the uprights, 35-19. But like I was saying, it's technically not over. But the Steelers look like they don't even want to be out there. And they haven't looked that way. Even when they were in the game. Which, again, technically speaking, they're still in the game. God, we play the Colts next. Oh, dude. Oh, next week. I am not looking forward to next week. That is... Jordan Love looked like a true veteran quarterback in this game, too. All right. The kickoff is returned right at the 1. Kenneth Gainwell gets to about the 29, maybe the 30. Man, the expression on this team's face, man, is really killing my vibe. It is. God, it's. Rodgers going to throw it to Calvin Austin for a gain of about 8. He's able to get it out of bounds, stops the clock. 3:49 left in the fourth quarter. 16-point game. Steelers have 0 timeouts to work with. Looks like quite a few Packer fans made the trip to Pittsburgh. I'm not exactly sure the amount of number. Roman Wilson able to get to the outside and get the first down on a screen pass. Again, it's kind of hard to tell the amount, but you can see the presence when it actually zooms into the crowd. At this point, it's probably 50-50 with the amount of Steelers fans that have left. On the 41, he's going to get out to Roman Wilson once again. Try to make a move, but then just runs out of bounds. Colts are a great team this year. Very surprising, but they are. I mean, still got to see if they could get it done in the playoffs. But shoot, they're doing it in the regular season so far. And their only one loss was to a good Rams team. 2nd and 5 for the Steelers. From the 46, Rodgers looks left. Now he scrambles. Pass is deflected, incomplete. He was looking for Jaylen Warren right there. And this is going to be maybe I should have said. I was going to say, this is going to be about a 3-game home stretch for the Steelers. And I know one of them's in SoFi, and I'm saying that on purpose. Oh, man. 3rd and 5. Rodgers is going to throw a deep ball, middle of the field, and it is incomplete. Oh, I thought he caught it. He couldn't hang on at the end. Rodgers has his hands on his shoulders, just not a fun night for him. This could turn into a 4-game losing streak fast. Fourth and 5. Now, this for sure is the game, no matter what. Rodgers is going to throw it complete to DK Metcalf, past the 40 for a first down, now in Packer territory. Let's keep it clean here. Let's keep it clean. Aaron gets it out of Pat Fryermuth for another solid gain. Okay, see, now this is probably, it's not, technically it's not over, right? Second and 4, Rodgers. Scrambling, looking for something, get something. Complete to Calvin Austin for another first down. And the Steelers got to get another playoff before the 2-minute warning at the very least. Well, they marked him at the 21. Aaron Rodgers now at 200 yards passing. Aaron fakes the throw. Now he's going to throw it to the end zone, and it is caught. No, he couldn't hang on to it. They're going to call it an incomplete. Dang, he looked like he had most of the possession. He has possession there. 1, 2. He had 2 feet, multiple feet down with possession, and then loses it. Touchdown. Okay, they called it touchdown. All right, hey, still in it. All right. Now, if they don't get the 2-point conversion, that's a different story. But they're still in it. Touchdown, Roman Wilson. Now, why are we getting more scuffling, man? Let's just play some clean football. Come on. Hey, man. All right, Steelers are going for 2 here. It's very unlikely that the Steelers come back, but there is a shot. Okay. Was that his first career touchdown? No, it might be. All right, 2-point conversion. Steelers down by 10, trying to make it a one-possession game once again. Rodgers is going to look towards Washington, and there's contact all over the place. That is definitely pass interference in the end zone. And even when like this, all right, that's clear contact right there. So now we're going to get another shot here. A little bit closer. Which, I mean, 2 yards. Come on. So now it's a 2-point try from inside the 1. And do bring out a heavy set at first. Now they move to shotgun from the 1. Rodgers rolls, throws, passes caught, incomplete by Smith. How did he drop that? Dude, he looked like he had full control of that again. Yeah, that's incomplete. All right, well, now that's game. Unless some way, somehow they're able to get a quick field goal and an onside kick. Either we're talking about the replay assist. So the Steelers are going to go onside kick. Yeah, just because there's still a possibility here. Steelers have never recovered an onside kick with Chris Boswell as their kicker. It takes a high bounce, but Dobbs is able to get it, and that's going to do it. 2:06 left in the fourth quarter. Packers up by 10. Steelers cannot stop the clock at all. The only time the clock will stop is for the 2-minute warning. Yeah, it was a lot. 2 very different halves in this game. Love handoff play. Couple yards. And that's going to bring it to the 2-minute warning. Two minutes left. All right, enough with this. Let's see. The reason why I'm saying that this could very easily be turn into a 4-game losing streak very quick, or even 5-game. All right. So they're showing the Steelers game here twice for some reason. Okay, obviously you had that loss with the Bengals. This is going to be a loss, 2-game losing streak after tonight. Then you go up against Indianapolis at Heinz Field once again. Indianapolis is looking like a really great football team right now. Just blowing out every team that they're playing for the most part. That could very easily be a 3-game losing streak. Then you got the Chargers at SoFi Stadium. Plenty of Steelers fans going to be there for sure. Another Sunday night game. Yeah, we'll see if that stays a Sunday night game. But yeah, Chargers are a good team as well. So what was a 4-1 record could very easily turn into a 4-4 record. Well, I think we know who the player of the game is. Since it's tight end day, we know who the player of the game is for sure. That's Kraft. No doubt about it. 2nd and 7. And it's a gain of about 3. What? The winner of this game gets a trophy. Or is it player of the game? That's great. All right, 3rd and 5 for Green Bay. Love another handoff play, and that is going to salt the game away completely on this possession as he gets the first down. This game could have been won. If they would have capitalized on the momentum they had in the first half, sure. Packers are looking like they could be a great team, and they were down 2 possessions in the second half, and what did they do at halftime? They made possessions. That's what great teams do, and that's what they showed today. Steelers clearly didn't do that. And that's the final kneel down, and that's going to do it. Packers get the win 35-25. After being down by 9 at halftime, they were able to put up 28 points. Yeah, I don't know what that exchange was. I don't know exactly what they told each other, but it was very brief. So, well, yeah, they were able to get 28 points in the second half. Lot to talk about. But that's about it for this live, man. Didn't go the way we wanted to, but it is what it is, man. 4-3 record. Just hanging on to the AFC North right now. And if you want my opinion on these jerseys, retire them. Never bring them back. Never bring them back. You are winless with these jerseys. Yeah, I'm not getting one of those either. And I don't want to see them at all again. I don't want to see them on the field again. Go back to the 70s ones. They played great with the 70s throwback jerseys. I don't think they lost with those jerseys, wearing those jerseys. Bring those back as your throwbacks or the Bumblebee ones or whatever, man. But these ones ain't doing it for me. All right, that's about it, man. I'll give a breakdown of the game tomorrow, since it's already kind of, well, not late, but still. I'll give a breakdown of the game. I'll drop it sometime tomorrow. I'm not exactly sure when, but it will come out. And there definitely is some things to talk about. That's about it, guys. I'll catch you guys later. You guys have a good night.